Hey guys, I am making some fermented garlic and honey. This is very good if you have a sore throat, you feel a cold coming on, something like that. And it takes about 30 days to go through its process, so I want to make it now so that as we're going through weather changes, it'll be ready. I've already made myself a jar. I'm making this one for my aunt. So basically, you're just going to peel your garlic and put it in a jar of raw honey. And I'm going to pack it in there pretty good because the way you'll use it is you'll chew on one or two of the cloves. Well, you'll eat one or two of the cloves. And then, even once you run out of those, it's going to leave behind this syrup that you can still take a teaspoon of syrup. I would say this is not something you would want to give little children, especially I think it's younger than 2. You don't want to give them honey. But as far as adults, this is great. So yeah, again, basically, I'm going to peel those. You can crush them a little bit to release some of the oil. You can take a knife and just cut little slits in it. Or you can do what I'm going to do, which is cut them in half. That's again 3 ways you can help that oil from the garlic release into the honey quicker. And you'll notice when you first put your garlic in there, they're going to try to float to the top. So that's why once or twice a day, go in there and take a spoon or a fork or something and mash them back down into the bottom of the jar. Or just tighten your lid and flip your jar upside down for a day, and do that every day, to keep the honey on top of the garlic. If you don't, that garlic can start to get exposed and then it can mold. So if anything like that happens, you would have to just toss everything out and start over. So it's just a quick thing to do, though. And you'll start seeing changes in it as it pulls those oils from your garlic. Your garlic's going to take on a darker color, and the honey, instead of being really thick, it's going to start becoming more like a syrup. And it is going to be strong to smell because it's garlic, of course, and we're using a lot of it. But that will start to dissipate a little bit as it ferments. Now, if you smell anything that really smells off, if it smells sour or has a rotten smell, something like that, dispose of it. Something's gone wrong. But obviously, I don't want you to confuse that, though, with just that strong garlic smell that you could have. Okay, so the way you actually use it is when you start to get a cold or get that tickle in your throat, or maybe your throat's sore. You can chew a cup, or you can eat a couple of the garlic cloves, because mine will be sliced. Otherwise, you could just eat 1 clove. Once you run out of those, you can even use just the syrup. So like if you had a sore throat, it might be more comfortable to just get you a spoonful of syrup. Of course, it goes without saying, you don't give babies honey. So I would say, I think you can Google this or ask your doctor, but I think it's 2 years old and under. You don't give them honey. But I don't have kids in the house. That's not a concern for me. But once you get these in the jar, I typically don't tighten my lid. I keep either a plastic lid on it or kind of treat it like I do sourdough starter, so that it's getting a little bit of air and is able to breathe. If you want to tighten that lid down, you have pets or something, and you don't want it to get knocked over accidentally, you can tighten the lid down. Just once a day, you're going to want to take the lid off. It's called burping the jar. And then, of course, if you're going to flip your jar upside down to let that, honey encase all of the garlic cloves, then you don't have to worry about it anyway if you're going to have your lid tightened. So, there are some things I just wanted to kind of go over with you. You do want to make sure that it is indeed raw honey. you're going to want to store it 3 to 4 weeks so that it really becomes fermented. And oh, one other thing I want to make you aware of in case you notice it as you're checking it every day. It's going to start to bubble a little bit, and that's just the yeast. It's normal. That's what it should be doing when it's fermenting. So don't worry about that. And then you can watch videos on this as well. There's probably some out there that actually shows you it bubbling and things like that. My bottle is already done. So I will be showing you the difference in the thick honey versus at the end of the process. You'll be able to see how dark the cloves turned as well as how it turns into a syrup. So garlic and honey both are really good for you, whether it's in this form or another form. But garlic has allicin in it. I think that's how you say it. And basically, it can help fight harmful bacteria, viruses, things like that. And when you crush the garlic and use it in a way like we are here, that helps to pull that allicin out. It's in those garlic oils. You know, I mentioned you could crush it, put little slits in it, something that's going to help it get into the honey quicker. So that's what that's all about. They are both antioxidants, which is always good for us, whether it is stress, pollution, you know, whatever. If you have allergies and you get that little tickle in your throat, then obviously this is going to be good for you to take either eat the little clove or drink a spoonful of the syrup. And you can actually just leave this sitting out on the counter if you want, as long as it's in a dark jar and in a cool, dark place. Or put it in the back of a cabinet, you know, something like that to make it to where it won't lose its potency. You can put it in the refrigerator. However, it's going to get thick again. It may even crystallize. So I've never put it in the fridge myself just because I knew that was a possibility. I just put it out on the countertop. Now, let's see what else I want to tell you about this. If you are allergic, of course, to garlic or honey, you're not going to want to make this. I am not a doctor by no means. I'm not telling you to make this. I'm just sharing with what I do. And I did make this for my aunt. Now, one thing I had heard this is my second jar making it, and I didn't know about this the first time. But I did read up. One article said that that you need a very acidic environment and that the honey should be enough, but it wouldn't hurt to check it, or to be safe, add some acidity to it, which would be, they said, a tablespoon of either lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. And I didn't make a huge jar, but since I was giving this to my aunt, I went ahead and added about a teaspoon of lemon juice to it. Now, for myself, I've never done that, but since this is for my aunt, I just want to be safe and make sure that acidity level was there. So, anyway, this is very easy. It doesn't taste bad at all. Obviously, you've got honey in it, and that garlic is going to change flavor once it's in that honey for 30 days. So just something to be aware there if you have a aversion to garlic at all. But what I would really recommend is just go online, look up fermented garlic and honey, and it'll tell you all the benefits. If there's any side effects, you know, that you might want to watch for if you are allergic or you don't know if you're allergic and you just want to be aware in case you had a reaction. But anyway, guys, just wanted to share this with you. I am in the process of changing the house around a little bit, putting in a sewing room and moving the master bedroom. So it's hard to make videos right now. But I am going to try to do a video once it's complete. So I hope you guys have a great week. Here's my jar. See how much more liquidy this is now? That's what it's going to look like.